Hi everyone. Let's talk about the sink center of a kitchen and which appliances live there. The major appliance in the sink center is the dishwasher. And so let's talk about types, sizes, materials, and connections for that dishwasher. Dishwashers can be built in or portable. Okay, most of them are built in, but every now and then you need that portable one. Built-in dishwashers can have a fold-down door. This is kind of the more typical. Or there are dishwasher drawers. They can be single or double stacked, like you see in this picture. Dishwashers come in a couple of standard sizes. The first one's called a Space Saver dishwasher. It's only 18 inches wide by counter height. All right. The more standard size is 24 inches wide, and you'll every now and then run into an oversized dishwasher that might be 30 inches wide. But by and large, 95% of them are going to be that 24-inch wide size. The height varies. There are two standard heights. One is your standard countertop height, and so the appliance itself is 33, 34 inches tall to go under a 35-inch counter. One of the major distinctions between dishwashers is the interior tub material. It could be plastic, could be stainless steel, or there's a hybrid model. The plastic is the least expensive. The stainless steel is more durable and much more expensive. You're able to use a higher water temperature with the stainless steel, and it also retains the heat better. And it has a quieter wash cycle. That's important to many clients. There is a hybrid model available. It has a stainless inner door and then a plastic tub. It's got a lot of the benefits of that stainless steel, and it's got a lower price point. So you may need to take a look at those hybrid models. Dishwashers have a ton of other options to choose from. The first one is the racks inside. They can be different heights, they can have different configurations. Dishwashers have filters, and some of them have disposals built in. And finally, the controls location. Are they on the top edge of the door, as shown in this picture here, or are they on a front panel? Right? All of these many, many different options when you're selecting a dishwasher. Let's move on to talk about the connections required for your dishwasher. You have to have an electrical connection. It can be hardwired, but most of them aren't. Most of them are actually plugged into a 110 volt outlet, usually located under the sink. California codes require that the dishwasher have its own dedicated circuit. The water connection is a hot water only. Don't usually connect the hot and the cold, just the hot. And it will usually drain right into the sink drain and then out into your sewer system. Here's a picture of that right here. Here is your sink. It's got a garbage disposal under it. Here is the drain hose from a dishwasher coming into the garbage disposal. And then here is the drain line coming out of there with a trap. And then going out, this would go out the back wall and drain into your sewer system. One last important thing about dishwashers is that an air gap is required by a California code. What? What's an air gap? All right, if you've seen a sink like this, and then this little knobby thing that doesn't have any controls, I mean, you can like push it and nothing happens, right? That's an air gap. The point of the air gap is to prevent backflow of the dirty water back into your dishwasher. All right, so it's a sanitary control. So here's a picture from your systems textbook. It's got the dishwasher right here. And here's the drain hose. It will come up, run up into the air gap, which is up above the counter, and then back down and drain into the sink drain line. In this case, there is not a garbage disposal under here. Right. Many clients don't like the look of this little knobby thing. Unfortunately, it is required by code. The second appliance in the sink center that I want to talk about is your disposal. Basically, it's a piece under your sink that will grind up food waste into teeny tiny bits and flush it down the drain. You need to, before you select a disposal, check the local codes. Some cities, some municipalities do not allow garbage disposals in residences. Options for garbage disposals include a continuous feed or batch feed. These are two different ways to operate the garbage disposal. The continuous feed is more common. The horsepower or how strong your garbage disposal is. It comes in a half horsepower or 1 horsepower models. Half a horsepower is usually good enough for a single family residence, but if you've got a client that is gung-ho about sending their scraps down the disposal, you might want to bump it up to that 1 horsepower model. And finally, there is some options with the switch location. Many of them have a simple on-off switch located somewhere on the wall, just like a light switch. But there is an option for a air pressure switch that can be mounted on the countertop. It can be mounted on the sink rim, or every now and then it's mounted vertically, for example, right in this panel of the cabinet. Let's take a look at the connections required for your disposal. First, the electrical connection. You need to provide a 110 volt outlet under the sink for your disposal. And California codes require a dedicated circuit also for your disposal. Water connection. The disposal doesn't get a direct water supply. All right? It uses the sink water supply. The sink will drain through the disposal. So we've got a picture under here of a cabinet under the sink, and this is kind of what it looks like. It's pretty crazy under here. So we've got the bottom of the sink here, right here. This is the drain coming out of the sink right here, and it will go into the wall and out into the system. It looks like this is a double sink because here is a second bowl, maybe a higher, it's dual level sink. Okay, and the disposal, this piece right here, is connected to that sink drain, and so it will drain out this way. And then these two drains, by the way, will connect. We're missing it, but it's somewhere in the wall they connect. All right, and go out. So I'm guessing the dishwasher is kind of over here on the right-hand side behind this panel. And this white tube right here is going to be the dishwasher drain. Here's where the dirty water comes. It'll go up to an air gap up above the counter. And it's hard to see because it's back here, but in this case, because they have the dual sink and the dual drains, they didn't connect it through the disposal. All right, so it's down here, and here is the dishwasher draining into this drain there. All right, let's talk about electrical. We've obviously got an outlet right here. And these people have chosen to do a hardwired connection. And so they've got a electrical conduit running over here to the dishwasher. They've got an electrical conduit running to your disposal. And they have something plugged in that goes here and then through that way. And I honestly have no idea what that is. All right, let's talk about water supply. So we've talked about water drainage, we've talked about electrical. Now let's talk about water supply, and that's going to be these copper pipes. They're coming from below, so they're probably coming from the crawl space. Come up here. And then here is branching off. This must be the hot water right here because branching off is this tube going over to the dishwasher. So a hot water supply for the dishwasher. And so that will come up and get to, looks like around and through, up to the faucet. Okay, here's your cold water supply, and somehow that's going to go up to the faucet. All right, so we talked about dishwashers, we talked about disposals, and we explored the wild and woolly territory under the sink. There's just a lot of connections going on under there. In the next video, we're going to move on to the cooking center and explore all the different ways that we can heat up our food.